Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be doing a makeover on this dark skin beauty. So she's going to be a bridesmaid for a wedding and she decided to, come glam up with me. So I'm going to be showing you guys some techniques because you guys know bridesmaids, they will dance on weddings as if it's their wedding day. So the first thing that I'm going to do is by cleaning her face. You don't want to start working with a dirty face. So I'm cleaning her face with wipes. You can use any wipes of your choice. It should just have moisture or it should be hydrated enough to use on someone's face. So the main purpose of cleaning is you don't want to start putting your products and they start reacting to what is already on her face because you guys know oils and stuff like that is going to like contradict with some of your makeup items that you're going to use. So I'm going to cover up my clients. I had to do this a long time. I don't know why I'm doing it just now. I'm going to cover her up. So I'm going to go ahead and shape her brows using a brand new blade. I'm not shaving off too much. I'm just cleaning the hair that we don't need. The first thing I'm going to use is this Adventure Sweat Block. I'm just going to put that all over the areas where I know people normally sweat. That's the forehead, the nose, and besides or adjacent the cupid bow, that is beside your mouth. People tend to sweat in those areas a little bit too much. So bridesmaids, they will dance a lot at the wedding. So if you're going anywhere and you have to put on makeup and you know you have to spend like the whole day or you have to dance a lot, just make sure you're having your sweat block on you. Then the next thing I'll go into is serum because her face was a little bit dry. So I wanted to work with like a hydrated face. Trust me, working with a hydrated face is more easier than working with a really dry face. For her nose and all of the normally sweaty areas, I'm going to be using this primer from Flawless IV. You guys know I'll normally use Zaron, but she really has a dry face, so I wouldn't go into that very matte and dry primer. This one is in between. It's in between matte and dewy, so it is not really matte and it is not really dewy, just so that she doesn't really get dry and so that she doesn't get oily. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but yeah. So this primer is from Flawless Ivy and I'm just placing that onto all of those areas. For foundation, I'm using this V Beauty foundation. I felt like this one was a little bit too red, but as I was blending it, I felt like it oxidized and it gave me the color that I wanted. These foundations will do so. So when you're picking a foundation, just when you put it on your skin, don't just say, this is not my shade. Just wait for a little bit. The foundations tend to oxidize, okay? So this is the V Beauty foundation. I've actually forgotten the shade name. I may leave it in the description box. I don't know because I don't feel description box these days. So I'm going to blend all of that foundation up to her face. You guys saw the application method. I first of all applied with a small brush. Okay, it's preferable to work like that, like work with smaller products, and then you start to build. So I place the foundation first, then I start blending with a bigger brush. For concealer, I'm using this concealer which is 2 shades lighter than her just because I didn't want her to look too soft. I really wanted the makeup to stand out and the highlight to stand out. So most of these products I use are a little bit drying. I'm going to use this fixing spray from Oshas and I'm going to spray it so that the blending process is really, really easy. So I'm going to use my beauty blender, a damp one, of course. You guys already know, to blend out that concealer. So I'm starting with the chin, then going to the cupid, to the forehead, and then to the nose. So with the forehead, you really want to blend carefully because this part is either it creases or it's looking very, very crazy. So just blend with care. Try to blend in the foundation you already had there with the concealer so that you don't have any lines on your forehead. Then I'll start blending the concealer under her eyes. I blended it too much, so I had to add another layer of concealer just because as I told you guys, I wanted the makeup to stand out, like the highlights to really stand out. I didn't want her to look too soft. So I'm going to go in with more concealer so that the highlight can pop. Now that I have achieved what I wanted, I'm going to go in with a powder which is still 2 shades lighter than how I told you guys I wanted these highlights to really pop. I'm going to be using this brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to press the powder into the concealer or into the areas that I had my concealer. So as you can see, I'm using a different shade on her cupid bow and her chin, then a different shade or a lighter shade under her eyes, as you guys can see. Then a lighter shade on her nose and a little bit on her forehead. I didn't just want to put much. Okay, I'm just like swiping the brush on top of her forehead. You don't want to play with the forehead, guys. Trust me. After that, I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of her face with her shade of powder, as you guys can see me doing right now. For contour, of course, I'm using a darker shade, okay, but something not too dark, okay, something that is just like a step from her shade, so that she doesn't look crazy or the contour doesn't look too crazy or too dark. So I'm contouring the areas that will normally contour. Make sure you're using a smaller brush. Okay, don't do what I'm doing here. I don't know what came over me. Use a smaller brush to define your nose or to contour your nose. Now I'm going to use my RCMA translucent powder, and I'm going to set her under eyes. Okay, this part is really important, especially for a bridesmaids. They be working a lot during weddings, so I'm setting the other parts. Okay, everywhere that I had my concealer, I'm going to set. Then I'll go into this brush again, which had the powder originally, and or the powder we used before, and I'm just going to go ahead and wipe off this powder. I didn't want the powder to like sit there for a very long time because we still have to bake, okay, using another setting powder. Right now, I'm going into this brown setting powder, and I'm going to set all the areas that I highlighted as well. Bridesmaids will just be dancing a lot, so it's good to just bake their faces so that they don't get too oily. So all the areas that I highlighted, I'm putting this setting or baking powder, setting powder, sorry, not baking powder, setting powder all over our face, and I'm using a brown shade just so that it matches her skin tone, as you guys can see. So for the brows, I'm going ahead to use some of that setting powder on top of her brows, okay, so that her brows don't get oily at the end of the day or before the day runs out. After that, you wipe off the excess powder that you have. Then I'll go ahead to start drawing the brows. So I decided to use a brow gel. I mixed brown and black. Why did I say brown 2 times? I mixed brown and black million Pauline gel liner just so that it is really pigmented on her skin. And I'm just going to like outline the brows first, the top and the bottom, then start filling in the brows. Next thing, I'll brush with my spoolie, then I'll clean my brows or highlight my brow bone area. Okay, you want to start working with a small amount of concealer, and then you start building up as I am doing. After that, just blending the concealer so that it looks smooth and it doesn't look crazy. Then I'm going to go ahead and use that same concealer to prep my eyes for eyeshadow. Then after prepping or blending in that concealer into my eyes, I'm using this creamy peachy color. Let me just call it peach. I don't know why I'm saying creamy peachy. It's some sort of like a peach color. Yes, going ahead to press that color onto the main area or the beginning part of her eyes, and then to blend in those or to blend in the crease line that I have there, I'm using this, I want to say plum, okay, because the color looks like plum in the palette, but it looks like brownish red on her eyes. So I'm blending in those two colors together, and then I'll go into a brown shade from this palette, and I'll blend in the color into my crease. You guys have seen the color just now. I'll use that same color to blend in the concealer that I have under my brows, and then link it to my contour, okay, my nose contour. Then I'll line my eyes with this black million Pauline gel liner. This is like the most important step when it comes to eyes. To spice up the look, I'll use gold and pink glitter from this glitter palette, and I'll press it into the middle part where I have the creamy or the peach color and the plum color. I'm going to just put the glitter on it. Using blush, the favorite part of makeup, putting bronzer or highlighter, using a brown shade because she's a brown skin girl. So I'm just highlighting her cheeks, her nose, and her cupid bow. Then moving on to the lips, I'm going to be doing something nude. She requested for nude glossy. So I'm lining the lips with a brown gel liner. Then I'm going to some sort of pinky peach. That's what I'm going to call this color, pinky peach, because it's not pink and it's not peach. Pinky peach color, and I'll blend it with this nude, like really nude, creamy nude color. I'll blend in all of these colors together. Hope you guys are not laughing at the way I'm calling this color. So I'm just calling what I'm seeing. Like it's nude now, creamy nude. Yes. I'm going to blend all of these colors together, just make everything look seamless. Then once it is blended, I'm going to apply clear gloss onto her lips to bring or to make the lips pop more. Now that we have that, let's go to lashes. This auntie requested for long dramatic lashes. You guys know bridesmaids go and show at their friend's wedding, right? So those are the lashes that we placed. If you want a detailed lash tutorial, just let me know in the comment section. You guys know I got you. So after putting the lashes, I'm going to use my Silhouette dewy spray from MS Metics first, and then I'm going to spray all over her face just so that her face looks fresh and dewy. It doesn't look too matte. Then after that, I'll use the matte Silhouette spray still from MS Metics to seal up everything that I have here, or everything that I have done here, and to cover it with the blood of Jesus. So I'm going to blow her face right now, okay, just so that the spray gets into her skin and it fixes this makeup as it should. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video and hope you enjoyed this look. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. My client was feeling herself. She was really feeling herself. Bye, guys. Mwah.